The end is near for Gen Z. I've been saying this countless times that Gen Z is not going to make it, and they're not. They're not going to make it. They're not going to make it. The end is near for Gen Z. So Gen Z just discovered that guess what? You have to pay taxes. They're in complete and utter disbelief that adults have to pay taxes, and they are taking to social media to express their disbelief and displeasure in the situation. It just shows you how unprepared for life Gen Z absolutely is. They have no idea how anything works. Even as children, somehow it's like, I don't know. We just all knew immediately that once we started working at a job, we would have to pay taxes. But then again, even as children, there were shows like Batman, the animated series. And, there was an episode where Joker becomes very wealthy and he basically ends up owing the IRS a ton of money because he gets an inheritance, but he doesn't pay taxes on the inheritance. So he blows through the load of cash that he receives. But, and this is the big but part, he then realizes that there's no more money left over. He got screwed. And even if he goes to the IRS and explains to them that, hey, I didn't actually receive all of this money, they would still turn around and say, yeah, but you did receive like $10 million. So you need to pay taxes on that $10 million. And they're just not going to play around. So then he goes on a tangent where he tries to steal this money to pay the IRS because he says that he'll take on the bats, he'll take on law enforcement, he won't take on the IRS, however, because those people will delete you. So this video comes from the Poor Man's Podcast Reacts channel. We're going to go ahead and check that out. I'm going to link you to his channel in the description of the video so that you can go check him out, show him some support. And this basically illustrates how Gen Zers are coming of age and reacting to the realities of the world. And it's not well.
My dad just called me and said that I owe $480 for my tax return because apparently if I just had $10 more taken out of my check every single week, then I wouldn't owe anything at all. And I said, what? What? I owe money for working? I owe money for working because, yeah. And also, Dad, that sounds like a scam. You are telling me that if only $10 more every week came out, then I wouldn't owe the $480? How was I supposed to know that? First of all, how am I supposed to know that? Second of all, how do I control that? And why is that a thing? How do you tell your employer, oh, take $10 more out of my paycheck every week so that I don't owe money when my tax return is done? What? This is strange. This is strange.
Something ain't right, and damn it, it's time that we find out.
At this point, paying taxes is like a rite of passage into adulthood. You truly don't understand anything about the world until you have to pay bills and pay taxes. It's funny because I got a younger sister that's in Gen Z, and she was all for raising taxes, free health care, student loan forgiveness, and as soon as she seen that money taken out her first check, that opinion started to change. Then I had to explain to her the more money you make, the more money is going to be taken out, and out of that money that's taken out, almost none of it's going to what you want it to go to. In fact, some of it's going to an entirely different country because our government's proved to be incompetent. She got a better understanding of what it means to be an American. Yeah, socialism is an easier concept to stomach when you're a kid and you're used to your parents just giving you free stuff, but as soon as you got to start working for that stuff, you understand the actual value of it. This is a real example of taxes.
You owe us taxes. How much do I owe? You get to figure that out. Can I just pay what I want? No, we know exactly how much you owe, but you have to guess the number too. But what if I guess wrong? Jail.
I can't eat! I'm broke, nigga! I'm broke!
I don't think there's anything wrong with adults living with their parents.
I don't think people understand. Right now, the average amount of money you have to make in order to live by yourself is $60,000 a year, meaning you have to get paid $30 an hour. Come here. And that is just to cover rent. That's not including furniture. That's not including other bills. That's not including car issues, right? If you were to put all that together, you'd have to make about $75,000 a year, meaning you have to get paid over $35 or $40 an hour. So if you know somebody that is making you feel bad because you live at home with their parents, unless they are making $40 an hour at their job, they're definitely lying to you about their living situation. They either live in a closet or they have 4 roommates. There's nothing wrong with staying with your parents right now, because at this moment in time, the new generation, they can't save any money. The only thing going up is the cost of things, not the actual payment towards their lives.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
Yeah, I don't care what nobody say. If you blessed to have parents that love you, there's absolutely nothing wrong with staying home until you ready to leave. I've seen people leave home prematurely for multiple reasons. Sometimes it's because of dysfunction, but usually it's just because they don't want to live under their parents' rules. And to be honest, what usually happens is they go and get an apartment, and since they got to pay the rent for the apartment, they go and get a low-wage job because they don't have any job experience because they rush themselves out of the house, and they end up spending more time at the job than they do enjoying the freedom away from their.
You know, it's so funny. It's so funny how reality works. It's hard. It's really hard. A lot of women today, they're not going to have it easy because a lot of men are watching these videos online and they're learning, don't get married, don't have children. You know, there's so many studies coming out now showing that fathers have the worst hearts, right? And if you become a father, you are more likely to develop heart disease. And heart disease is the leading cause of control-alt deletions, evidently now worldwide, but especially in the United States and Western societies. So it's a very, very serious issue. On top of that, they're finding that men who are single and never married have the longest lifespans. They are now actually outliving women on average. That's a massive thing. Single, never married men also are the wealthiest of men. Wealthiest. And some people will immediately go, oh, that's not true. You know, studies have shown that married men make more money on average than unmarried men. The reason why married men make more money on average than unmarried men is because they have to make more money annually to provide for their families. But this actually comes down to, you know, in terms of how much they make at a job. It does not come down to investment income or assets. So single, never married men, while they tend to make less money working at a 9-to-5 job, they actually have significantly higher assets and investments than married men with children, okay, or just married men in general, because they don't have a wife to take care of. They don't have to have a house. They don't need all of these things. They can live happily in a shoebox at the side of the road. Once they have their TV, their video games, you know, and a place to sleep. Like I said, some guys like to sleep on the floor. Yes, I know you guys like sleeping on the floor. I hear you in the comments. You will never stop sleeping on the floor. I understand. Yes, it's your thing. I got you. Shout out to the guys sleeping on the floor. Okay, I get annoyed because I hear from these guys too regularly. All right, they want people to know that they sleep on the floor and they're not going to stop sleeping on the floor. All right, the sleeping on the floor community, you've got your recognition. All right, you won nothing. Okay, jeez. But yeah, so the average man does not need a lot to survive. These are one-time purchases for a man. Some dudes are literally just, they have a cell phone. That's their entire source of entertainment. There are others who make it very clear that they could get rid of the cell phone and they would live very happily without the cell phone. I've heard from some who've said that they will be getting rid of the cell phone. You have to understand, these men, you know, men don't need much. Men don't need much. So you end up with guys who, they work a basic job. They take, you know, they make enough to live, to survive and thrive and no more. And because they have so much disposable income, they end up gambling a lot of that extra money, and they don't care if it goes down to zero. They put it in the stock market, they put it in crypto. They really have nothing else to do with it, and they're living very comfortable and relaxed lives. The millionaires, a lot of them have checked out, you know, and they're just chilling. You know, they're driving old luxury cars. You know, they're you know, wearing the same clothes for years. You know, some of them don't eat fast food. Some do, some don't, you know, but they basically have everything they need, everything that they want. And as I've said, once you end up in this state, like you become a millionaire and you have this amount of money, you know, in the bank or between assets, you're basically just living off your you're living off the interest or from the passive income that you're gaining from your investment. So, for example, some people have investments in companies like Apple and whatever. They're getting dividends, or they have investments in real estate, so they're collecting rent from that. They're collecting rent. What ends up happening is, and I've said this countless times, you have a man who, let's say, owns his home or his mobile home, whatever. So he's not paying rent. How much is he paying for his lot fees? Maybe $300 a month. That's $3,600. That's nothing. All right, lot fees. That's basically where his mobile home is. $3,600 a month. $3,600 a month, right? $300 a month. So $3,600 a year. That's nothing. That's literally nothing. He pees that out. All right, that's pee money. All right, he coughs that kind of money out. So he ends up in a situation where he's pulling in, let's say, 30, 40, 50, some cases 100, but let's say even $40,000 or $50,000 a year, right? And passive income, or income from his investments, from his real estate, from his interest, whatever. He has everything he needs. He has every single thing he needs. These were one-time purchases. All right. He owns his mobile home. He owns everything inside of there. He has his flat panel TV. He has his video games or his guitar or his motorbikes or whatever. These are one-time purchases. There's nothing else for him to buy. Okay. There's really nothing else. Some games off Steam. Okay. He just bought, let's be real. They tend to cost a lot less. You know what? Oh, you bought like 10 games on Steam. Congratulations. Well, it was like $300. I'm just being real. Like, okay, what he spent, or PlayStation 5. Well, most people still on PlayStation 4. I'm just kind of trying to show you guys, most guys aren't even gonna buy 1 million games, but even if they do, I picked up maybe 40 games this year so far, and I haven't played most of them. That was like $2,000. That was like $2,000, and I'm talking about I picked up bangers. I picked up a ton of games during the Steam sale, expensive games, tons of them, brand new games, some of the old classics, tons. That's like $2,000. That's not even a pay. That's not even a paycheck. That's not even a paycheck. I'm just being real. Right now, thank God I'm in that position. So it's it's just how it is. Most men right now are able to just chill. So it's you don't have anything else to spend money on. You have all of your toys, and you don't have a wife, you don't have kids, you don't have anyone else to worry about. And if you don't feel well, you can go to the doctor if you need to, but or you can or you could just rest. And if you don't have that stress, your body can rest, you sleep it off, and you're good. If it gets really bad, you can go to the doctor, see what's going on. You don't have to worry about going in and really stressing yourself out over anything. When you're younger, also, one thing that destroys a lot of men is the fact that we're trying to chase success so that we can be successful enough to find a woman who will give us a chance to do the reproductive shuffle with her, which is a joke. When in reality, you can just chill, imagine the lives that a lot of dudes live who don't go chasing after women, don't try to spend their lives trying to make themselves into something so that they can find a woman who will allow them to reproduce. Instead, they go and they work a job that's manageable for them. Sometimes they go into blue collar work, and it doesn't have to go be a construction worker. Go learn plumbing, go learn, something, go be and these jobs end up making them quite a bit of money eventually, but they go do something manageable. In fact, some of these dudes just go even work in retail, and they do it long enough where they get to the point where they can earn $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, right? And it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And these jobs are not stressful. They can basically just kind of relax. They make their own hours sometimes, and they can take care of themselves. They can take care of their health. They live happier, healthier lives. Their brains aren't completely stressed out. Bro, a lot of young men waste their lives trying to build themselves into something just so that they can get a woman. You go to the gym just so you can get a woman. You take, you go and you work these hard jobs and stress yourself out and go and get these degrees just so you can get a woman. You go and you try to, have, build these relationships and have, and make it look like you have all of these friends and posting stupid pictures on social media so it can look like you have this life that a woman would be attracted to. And are women out here doing any of these things for us? No. Are they going to the gym for us? No. Are they trying to be fit, feminine, friendly for us? No. Do they care about what we like? No. And they'll turn around and say, "Oh, well, it's because you're a man and I'm a woman, so we're dealt different cards, but we're equals." Come on, women will always live life on easy mode, and that's why soft guy era is so serious right now. That's why men walking away is so serious right now. The men are done with this game. They're done with the stress from all of this stuff. They're focusing on themselves, on themselves and self-preservation and self-care. Guys, don't forget I have another channel called Men Walking Away where I release daily videos. If you're enjoying the content on this channel and you want even more of this content, head over to the Men Walking Away channel. There's a link to it in the description of the video. Go check it out, subscribe to the channel, enjoy the content. The end is near for Gen Z. Let me know what you guys think. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, Men Walking Away. And cheers.